Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Apollyon back with Legacy of Discord. I hope you're doing good. So today I have two questions from you guys and I'll be answering those in this video. So without any further ado, let's go and start it. So first off, the first question, bro, can you make a video for new players in this game, how to boost BR 1 billion BR for 60k or 70k diamonds? If you make this video, we are thankful to you. So someone is asking me how to get 1 billion BR as a new player with 60 and 70k diamonds. So I'm gonna answer this real quick here. If someone is only looking to boost the BR, then you can work on the holy rings here. It gives you a lot of free BR. You can create some dummy guilds, send out advanced elephants, kill those elephants, get the chest, get the rings essence, and upgrade your rings here, and it will get you to that 1 billion BR in a new server in no time. And there are some other ways to do it as well, like working on the mouse evolved here gives you a lot of BR if you can do it. And then you can always work on some of the easier wings here for the amplify. It will give you a lot of basic attributes and a lot of BR. And then we have a giant and savage here, which gives you a lot of BR. You can get it from the weapon skills. And the galactic armory here gives you a lot of giant and might. But the end of everything, BR does not help you get stronger in this game. It only increases your basic attributes here in the character, and it doesn't make you stronger. What makes you strong is having special attributes and then working on the rare attributes here. The rare attributes is where you get strong in this game right now. So I won't suggest spending your diamonds for the basic attributes at all. Always keep your eye on the rare attributes, and I have a lot of videos about the rare attributes. How can you get that total damage reduction and total damage, skill damage reduction, extra damage reduction, and then there is holy damage. All that is what we need to get stronger in this game, and you can kill players twice your BR, and BR doesn't have that big of an impact in game unless both players have same rare attributes, and in that case BR will give them an edge. For example, I'm 200B right now with these stars. If I fight someone with a 400B and they have similar rare attributes, they are gonna end up killing me pretty easily, and I won't able to damage them at all because their rare attributes are gonna be doubled compared to me, and all that will be getting amplified by the rare attributes and the special attributes. In that case, they are gonna have an edge on me if they have the same rare attributes and more BR than me. But anyways, now let's go and talk about the next question. And the next question I've been asked so many times, and today I'm gonna finally talk about it, runes and how should we set them up. Alright, so first off, I know there are some players who don't socket their runes to keep their BR down, so they can show they have higher rare attributes and less BR, and let me tell you that is really bad, because if you go to the runes bonus here, you can see that having a high level rune socketed, it gives you the critical strike increased chance, and that is really important in game when you are using the skill. All damage dealt with the skill is increased by 8%, chance of critical strike of skill are increased by 8%, the damage of skill critical strike is increased by 16%. So if you don't have any rune socketed, then you are missing on all these bonuses, and it can make a big difference in PvP battle. So always socket your runes Don't listen to the players who say that it does not make the difference, because it does make a difference. And now we are going to talk about what should we socket in our runes here. Should we go with the elemental one, or should we go with the attacks one? So first off, I have two each on my first skills here: two attacks, two elemental for the first skill, and as for the ultimate skill, everything is elemental here. And why is that? So we are gonna go in depth and talk about that. So first off, we need to understand what is attack and what is elemental attack, and then it will make more sense. So the normal attack runes is something which will increase your attack power here. It's your physical attack, it can be basic attack, and your skills. You deal your normal attack when you're using your skills and basic attack. And as for the elemental attack, this is something which is a bit tricky here, because you actually have to trigger the elemental damage on the enemy, and for that you will need some talents which increase your elemental trigger chance, because elemental damage is the strongest in game, and it can be a lightning damage, fire damage, ice damage, or a shadow damage depending on the class you are using. And if you can trigger the elemental damage, then it's gonna deal a huge damage. And elemental damage can be triggered with the skills or your basic attack, and it doesn't matter. But how to trigger elemental damage, so we are gonna go and talk about that. If you have a higher elemental trigger chance, then you can go with the elemental ruins, and it will make more sense. So how to increase the elemental trigger chance? So first off, the most basic way to increase your elemental trigger chance is from the gems awaken here. If you go to the elemental gems here and see the information, then you can read. I have a 7% trigger chance for the elemental here from a level 9 gem bonus here. If I can awaken it higher, it will increase my elemental trigger chance, and it comes from the elemental gems here only. So I would suggest, if you have the clarity gems, socket them in the elemental one, because having higher elemental trigger chance can make a day and night difference. And it is okay if you are worried that you will lose the critical damage and critical damage reduction from your attack clarity gems, or maybe HP clarity gems, then it is okay. Always socket your clarity gems in the elemental socket, so you can increase your elemental trigger chance. And then the next best way to socket your clarity gems is in the defense here, magical defense, because it increases your enemy elemental trigger chance -7%, so it does help me. I don't have any clarity gems here on me, I am only using the normal gems here, but if I had the clarity gems, I would socket them in the element and in the magical defense one to increase the resistance to the enemy elemental trigger chance, and then increase my elemental trigger chance so I can trigger more elemental strike on my enemies. But enemies, there are some more ways to increase your elemental trigger chance, and we are gonna go and talk about those. And next we have a rat wing here, which increase your elemental trigger chance by 20%. Azula soul. The second talent here, after the main character uses a skill on enemies, there is a 21% chance to increase your elemental trigger rate by 20%, and that is a lot, and it can make a big difference. If you can trigger this skill with your gems, then you are gonna end up triggering your elemental damage, and it will deal a huge damage, and then there is another ring here which increase your elemental trigger chance as well. Is Abaddon here. If we read the skills, after using skill there is a 30% chance to increase your elemental trigger rate by 10% for 10 seconds. So if you can trigger those rings and you have higher level gems and awaken and maybe even clarity gems, then your elemental trigger rate is gonna be so high that you can always trigger your elemental damage. And if you can do that, then you can socket the elemental ruins here in your skills. And if you are not sure that you have enough elemental trigger chance, then you can play safe, go with the attack and some elemental ruins here, because attack ruins will always hit your enemy and deal damage, but for the elemental ruins you have to trigger the elemental damage, and for that you need to have higher trigger chance for elemental, but elemental damage is the strongest in game like we talked about early. I can keep talking about the elemental damage and its trigger chance and some more ways to increase your trigger chance. There are some more mounts and divinities which can help you increase the trigger chance for the elemental, but the video is gonna get too long. So if you guys have any question, you can ask me in the comment section down below and I will do my best to answer it. But I do hope it answers some of your question about the ruins and the elemental damage and its trigger chance and how it works. But like I said, if you still have any question, you can ask me in the comment section down below and I will do my best to answer as quick as possible. And I'm gonna sign off right now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a live stream playing some live guild clash. And until then, have fun and take care guys. Good night.